Now joining us is Bobby Santoro from Jersey Sporting News. He's here to talk about the action in last week's championship games. Bobby, great to have you back. How are you?
I'm doing great, Mike. Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. So, Bobby, these four games were all awesome, but I'm going to ask you a hard question. If you had to pick one best moment, what would that be?
I mean, for me, the best moment had to be the Westwood game. Them having that 99-yard drive to come back and win the game. I mean, really tie the game and put it into overtime. But that moment of them scoring, them blocking the PAT in overtime, and kicking the game-winning PAT for them, it was great to see. I was actually covering the game after, but got there just in time to see it at the end. It had to be one of the best moments I think I've ever witnessed in person.
And so many great players on these teams. Who stood out the most?
Two people. One of them would be on Tom's River North. Micah Ford, he was unbelievable there. He, I believe, rushed for 198 yards that game. I know he's committed to Stanford, so it was fun to watch him, do his thing. He could still throw the ball as well. That game was very interesting. That on the other side of the ball, Passaic Tech, they had, I believe it's Trayshawn Dye was his name. He was committed to Syracuse. I think he just decommitted. But both those two players were just so dynamic to watch. I mean, it was great to see them go back and forth. I would say those are the two best players that I saw this week.
And of the four games, which game was the best to be in attendance for?
Oh, it had to be the Westwood one. I mean, for me, it was definitely the Westwood one. It was fun watching Tom's River North and Passaic Tech because there were so many key players on both teams. But just to see something as crazy as that overtime and the final seconds of regulation as well, it was so great to see. It was awesome to see the fans, even on a Monday night, no less. I know when I was younger, it used to be I think Friday and Saturday for states. So not as many people come, but those fans, the kids from the schools, the parents, it was great, great atmosphere, great to be at.
And Bobby, I know it's still a while away, but looking ahead to next year, who would you say is the team to beat next season?
It's always well, if you're going private school, it's always Bergen Catholic,
Right.
or Del Barton. Obviously, they've been good. I think one of the teams that is going to be, especially public school wise, is Mount Olive because with them watching them play most of this year, they had a lot of juniors and sophomores on their team, so not a lot of people graduating. I think they're going to be after coming off last year when they were I believe 1-9 to making a push to go to the state finals. I mean, losing to Ramapo obviously in a heartbreaker, but you got to look at them as a team who is still young, who can have a lot of returning players. So them, I would say, with people like Tyler Cumming and, their coach Brian O'Connor really has pushed them. So I would say they'd be the team kind of publicly to kind of come back and maybe make a run at the state finals. But obviously Bergen Catholic and Del Barton, uh, those are the two schools that you have to think are going to be the teams to beat.
Always tough to beat. Bobby Santoro, Jersey Sporting News. Thanks so much for coming on, my friend.
No problem, Mike. Thank you. Have a great week and happy holidays.
Likewise, head over to ONNJ.com for the latest news and sports anytime.